Let's
Alrighty,
go.
here we are. I think, okay, everything working out okay?
Yeah.
Paging you, chat.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Scuff starts Scuff podcast, of course.
Not
Alright, we're
bad.
getting some people happies. No wide people happies, though. I don't know how people happy we are if it's not wide.
All I got was a Hydra, I think.
Okay, now the people happy's wide.
Wait, Lil Kahuna sent 2 Hydras back to back.
Of course he did.
Anyways, hello. Welcome to the very first Triforce Tactics Podcast. You know, you got some familiar faces here. I guess for the first one, I think everyone here probably already knows who is who. But we'll go through it. So I'm obviously SpicyAppies, is my little nameplate in the top left says. I stream for a living right now. I play a lot of TFT. Sometimes I hit Jax on 2-7. Sometimes I can't hit FLEO's 2-7 too. So, you know. And yeah, and that's me.
What do we do now? What's the order on this?
Ramkev, go.
Alright, okay. Hello. I'm Ramkev, and I play TFT.
Hello. I'm
Shit.
Draven, and I play TFT.
I'm Appies and I have 2 arms.
I'm Jirachy and I have 1 arm. This one doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sus J. You want to tell us a little your big brain, Mr. Kevin Ramen?
Oh yeah, I have a great brain. I have the best brain.
Mr. MIT PhD brain Kevin Ramen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, welcome to the podcast.
What an intro, honestly. What an
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
goated intro.
The highest
Actually,
quality.
legendary goated intro. Full agree.
I guess so. I guess that's all the introduction that's really needed. It's not like we have like a ton of people here right now, and people that are here definitely know us. So, I mean, we can just
That's
jump
true.
into like whatever the first thing we want to talk about is, which I think the first thing we want to talk about today was the meta, right? Or the patch, kind of both.
Yeah. Talking about the meta, talk about the patch, the one that just hit. What's the number again?
17.
11.17.
Is it 17 already? Oh man.
Feels like it was just yesterday was 11.6. Which one was 11.6, by the way?
Probably one of I don't even know.
11.6?
Hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna look this up. 11.6 TFT. This
Wait, is
I see Talon buffs. This can't have been.
wait?
I
So
see not in Cho'Gath buffs.
how does patch numbering work? Like, is 11? So
Yeah,
it's like,
It's
11 is
based
the
off of the
season.
league season. It's based
Yeah.
off of league. So
Oh,
it's
well,
not like
that's-
set or anything. It's just, because they ship them out at the same exact time, I'm pretty sure.
we're still riding league's coattails, even in our patch numbering.
yeah.
Wow, that's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, well,
Wait, so
same client, same patch number.
it's something like that, I guess. Same Papega client.
Oh god, I swear to God, we could have a whole like podcast episode just on how bad the client is. I swear to God, it's so bad.
Yeah, the
I saw
client
something-
is something else.
I saw something today about how the client's like a third-party thing, apparently. Like, it's not like that's why apparently it's something with the the match history's been super scuffed lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's like an API thing. That's not even a client.
well,
thing.
apparently like the API just isn't connecting properly with like third-party stuff, which like includes the client. It's something like that. Apparently, that's what it was in the Discord, the Appies Discord earlier. People were talking.
Oh
about it.
yeah. I think Kana posted something like that, and
I mean,
just
I have a very
the DNOYC Discord.
I have a
Oh
very
God.
cursory knowledge of anything to do with technology that kind of culminates in Matteo running the stream. So I don't know if I had know any at all what I'm talking about with that, but anyways, I feel like it's really hard to actually like see what the meta is and stuff, where we can't actually look at match history. Because I'm normally just like keeping match history 24/7, and when a patch drops and like
Yeah, same. it's right now it's mostly just on like feel, like what we see in our own games, and right now like the first thing that feels worse is Riven and Yasuo.
Oh man,
they actually fucking like put Riven, like they took Riven out back, they took Yasuo out back, made Yasuo watch as they put a shotgun blast in the back of Riven's head, then lined up Yasuo next to Riven's dead body and put a shotgun blast in his head too.
Yeah, those two units are doo-doo. Just absolute garbage.
You know what it is? Is like, so what I equate it to is like, so it's like Aatrox, Kalista, Riven, and Yasuo. We're like this like band of 4 thieves, right? And then Kalista and Aatrox like super sold out Riven and Yasuo. They like like 2 minutes in the interrogation, they were like, it was them, it was all them. And so they got super let off the hook, and now they're just like on high crime shit. They're so fucking
I'm pretty
broken.
sure Aatrox and Kalista. I would take Aatrox 3, Kalista 3 over like Riven 3 plus a Yasuo 3 on a team comp any day of the week.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure at this point I take Aatrox Kalista over like Riven, Nidalee, and Vercon 3 all at the same time. Like the 1-cost are just 1-cost 3-stars are just straight up better than 3-cost 3-stars. Not even like respective to like the value of like, okay, well, like at this point Kalista 3 falls off, yada yada. At this point, like Riven 3 should fall off, which I mean theoretically maybe not ever, but like Kalista 3 is just straight up better than Riven 3.
Yeah.
You know what happened today?
And Kallista's 1/3 the cost.
Yeah. You know what?
9 gold unit over fucking 27 gold unit.
So today, there's like a Kalista 3 on like 3 something on one of my opponent's boards, right? I was running A-bomb with a Ziggs 2. My A-bomb comes out, is in front of the Kalista. The Kalista one-shot, full HP, one-shots my Kalista, and then one-shots my A-bomb, one-shots my Ziggs through my A-bomb. You can just pop my A-bomb and then pop my Kalista. Or pop my Ziggs.
I ran a IE Last Whisper GS Kalista, and I swear to God, I witnessed that thing one-shot 3 units at once.
A-bomb said, "Get down, Mr. President," and just got clapped. It got clapped, and then the president got clapped too.
Yeah. I mean, at least Kallista's getting her chance in the limelight. I feel like this is like the first period of time where Kalista 3 has actually been like a, I can consistently play around this carry.
I feel like we haven't really had a 1-cost reroll comp
be good. Maybe not reroll, but I do remember
something about one little miss. I'm gonna kill your whole team.
Vayne 1.
Vayne 1 going first. Fucking that one game Kyun did. Oh dear God.
You know what's fucked? When the counterplay is 3-starring a set.
Yeah.
So
3-starring like 5-cost set or 2-cost set?
Okay, well, very true. I guess. I mean, I kind of feel like Vayne, if you put it in the right corner, could beat 5-cost set on the right board. I don't know, but it wasn't the problem with Kalista that she just was kind of broken for like half of the set. Like she just would stop autoing half of last set, so like she never had a chance to do anything.
Towards the end.
It's the last couple patches.
That was a bug for like the back half of set 5, and at that point it's like, okay, she had her time to shine like as a carry. Was she even like that good early game?
I think so.
I feel like she was okay, but
back in set 5, I played a few games of Kalista reroll. I think it was only good if you just natural into all 9.
Natural Kalista 3 at Krugs and just like, okay, we're fine now, and then probably like an Aphelios 1 is better.
Yeah. But I think it comes with like the Legionnaire changes, because those are really nice. You don't have to worry about because like Kalista doesn't even need a healing item anymore. So
I feel like when I was trying Kalista reroll like a couple patches ago, I was like, okay, I need IE Last Whisper BT, and she felt so slow. And then like now we don't need BT, and now I can just build Rageblade on her, and now she actually like can do damage.
Yeah, 4 Legion also feels like a cracked mid game right now. Like, just be able to play like Aatrox 2 or 3, like Kalista 2 or 3, and then like you don't have a ton of money probably after you don't want to spend a ton of money until you get to like higher levels to get some of the better supporting units, like Rel and like Riven frontline potentially, just stuff that's good, right? Like Kayle. But if you just play like a random like 2 random Legionnaires with them, like Kalista just fucks with no items. It's kind of gross, to be honest.
I feel like Kalista boards right now are actually like pretty flexible.
Yeah, they are. There's a large range.
I've run like 4 Knights, I've run 4 Mystic. I've gotten an A-bomb spat and just slapped it on a 3-star and then just played like Fiddle. Like if you get an A-bomb spat, A-bomb actually fucks in that comp because like if you have an open slot on the Aatrox 3, you just put the A-bomb spat on that. You get the 3-star feeding into A-bomb, and you also have tank items on him anyway, so like that you would want on the A-bomb anyway. So like your frontline just becomes turbo beefy with that spat specifically, but even without the spat.
And they also A-bomb 5. They increased the
they did
on that. So you know, back to playing AD A-bomb.
Imagine you're just like chilling in your room. You see the door open and it's just like a 5-star A-bomb with like Kalista 3 and Aatrox 3 walking in. You just assume you're dead at that point. Like they're gonna fuck your shit up. There's no shot. You see that? You see the board spawn in. You see the grave and you're like, oh god, oh no. But my favorite thing to do now against the Kalista boards is to just like really pay attention to where the spear goes and see how many people it skewers. Okay, it's so funny to watch a Kalista spear. It's kind of sad too when it's on the opponent's board. Watch a Kalista spear just literally like go through everyone. It's like a train just coming through. It's such an unassuming projectile, and it just kills your whole board.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also those times when she spears a Nidalee and it just poops away.
Yeah. Oh man.
Also Nidalee getting nerfed is like good for Kalista, low key.
For sure.
Less dodge chance.
Yeah,
slightly less like spear go poof.
Yeah, the amount of times like a Nid 1 has eaten like a full like a 2-star with like 3 items Kalista spear. It's just and just they lose the fight off of that because it's just all the damage goes. Whew. It's gross.
Alternatively, the good old dodge of a Nid 1 into against a Draven.
Ooh.
Nid 1 hard countering Draven 2.
You know who doesn't get countered by Nid 1 is Kayle.
Woo!
Want to talk about that unit?
Yeah, we can talk about some Kayle if we're on the Legionnaire topic anyways.
I want the 5 cost. Oh my goodness, Kayle is so broken.
I saw your tweet earlier.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to spread awareness because sometimes I'll be like this has already happened in like at least like 4 or 5 different streams that I've been watching. People will get early Kayle, they'll have the Rageblade Hodge, but they won't slam an AD item, right? So like if you don't have an AD item on Kayle, you actually just have to wait for her to ascend, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're waiting for her to ascend, that's really not a consistent way for, it's like, well, I'll probably ascend, maybe 1/3 of my fights because my front line is terrible and everything else is terrible and my kill does no damage. But if you stick an AD item on her, she's going to kill everything before she ascends, which is, it's kind of gross.
I think like a loose streak Kayle like definitely needs Deathblade. If you're quick 8, quick 9 Kayle and you have like a ton of HP and you put like a Titans on her and you have like you can actually like build frontline. Like Titans, like Hodge, whatever is fine for sure. But if you're just like fuck it, I'm playing Kayle this game, you're like at 60 HP at Krogs, you hit a Kayle at 7. If you don't have Deathblade, it's not worth.
That's true. But I gotta say, even last patch, I felt like AD Kayle was actually kind of gross. And then
same.
And then with this patch, what was the buff again? Let me double check. The numbers.
They buffed her health. They buffed her health and attack speed.
They gave her like double health. It wasn't go from like 600 to like 850. And then like
650 to 800.
60 to 800. And then the attack speed went from like 1.1 to like 1.15, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, that's the exact buff I'm looking at right now, which like that's still absurd.
It's crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Already so good.
My goal with my tweet was to spread some awareness, bring up her numbers so that eventually the people over on the TFT balance team will be like, whoa, this unit is kind of broken.
Yeah.
Let's revert some of these numbers real quick.
That's like the opposite with me and Nocturne. I'm just letting
Nocturne.
people play Nocturne badly so the numbers look like they're shit, and then Nocturne gets buffed.
That unit feels so fake sometimes, and it's just like it's straight up. I feel like that unit just doesn't exist until it all of a sudden is the best unit in the game. Every time I can't even tell what the trigger is, but like
it's probably a Zeke or two.
Probably it's like attack speed. Right?
Triple item Nocturne with double Zeeks is not fair.
No,
it's actually after playing it a ton, like it's the second Zeeks that feels like the break point a lot, and I have no explanation for why. Just for the record,
it's just the fat burst.
Yeah,
the quicker the burst.
It's like the rapid fire burst, but
RFC sometimes does it too.
Also, if you get a Radiant RFC or a Radiant Ginsu, it's the same thing. Like,
it's just,
wait, let me look at the numbers for Radiant Ginsus, because it's like if you start off with like just the Radiant bonus is a Ziggs, and hold on, Sacrificial Rage Blade. That's what it is.
Rage Blade feels so good now.
Yeah, Rage Blade in general. Since the buffs, the Sacrificial Rage Blade has felt really good, low key.
Agreed.
Holy shit! I want to see these exact Sacrificial Rage Blade. You get
8% or 9%.
It's
and then 30% base attack speed increase at the beginning. Oh, is it 10? Holy shit! Wait, so it's 10 and then you get 30%. Just you get 10 per auto, and then it's 30% just like off rip, right?
Hold on. Oh wait, I was poking around and it gave me Shadow Rage Blade, not Radiant.
Shadow Rage. Oh man.
Shadow Rage Blade right now? Oh, it's so good.
To that
so hard to hit though.
Ginsu's Reckoning, that's what it's called. You get 10% bonus attack speed every basic auto.
Yeah, holy shit.
You get every 3 autos, you get a Ziggs.
Oh man.
If you have RFC plus Rage Blade like together on Nocturne, it just feels unbeatable. Honestly.
Yeah. Like I swear, Last Whisper, RFC, and Rage Blade, I swear to God, that's best in slot.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You don't need any more AD once you hit Nox 3 because you get so much AD from it being a Nox 3. If you have even Four Sins is so much crit that like you don't need IE.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of need attack speed.
Yeah.
And with Rage Blade, like the attack speed you get from that is still like multiplicatively scaling. So like I swear to God that's best in slot. You just Last Whisper, then 2 attack speed items. And if either the Rage Blade or the RFC is Radiant, congrats, you win the game.
Dude, when that unit doesn't have to move, oh my God. When that unit has to move, I swear Radiant it's like he has 3 legs, he doesn't know how to use any of them.
Radiant RFC makes him so good because like he doesn't have to fucking move around.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing like before with Riven and Yasuo before they became utter garbage. Like if you got the Radiant RFC on either of those 2 units, it's like it's game over. It's actually done. But Nocturne is the only one that didn't get kablammed, so
I swear
keep on abusing the Radiant RFC.
Yeah.
The number of fights I've lost because I have melee Nocturne against an Akshan.
Yeah. It's so bad.
Just wee, and the Nocturne, like,
it's so
he's
bad.
walking up while he's getting autoed by an Akshan, and then the Akshan has ult up again, so it just goes wee, and then the cycle just continues. It's so bad.
I had a really scary game last night. I was playing Sins, and my Nocturne had, it's like Radiant IE plus Last Whisper plus Hurricane, and so it was like me versus one other person, and they were playing Jax. And I was like just destroying the Jax board, and they just full pivoted to Akshan 2, and I almost lost. It was kind of spooky because the Akshan just keep on going around the Nocturne, and the Nocturne like walk forward a little bit and do nothing, and then do the same thing again. But eventually we tapped the Akshan once. And it was good enough. But
okay. Speaking of Akshan, I played a game. So I want to talk about 6 Sentinels a little bit. I'm gonna preface this with I played a game of 6 Sentinel Akshan today, right? I was level 8. I had nothing on my board except for an Akshan 2 with BT, Radiant Titans, and Runans, right? I was going fast 8. I hit an Akshan 2.
Basically,
right?
I swear to God, that's this.
No, I agree. I hit Akshan 2 with those items, right? The rest of my board is like 1-star. It's like range, like a 2-star Ashe and like 1-star Sentinels. Every single round for the rest of the game, he was the last unit left against like 8 units and just killed everything. Because of Sentinel buff.
Yeah.
Dear God, yeah. That they nerfed 6 Sentinel. Technically, like they nerfed 6 Sentinel numbers, but just because of like, but because
they knew how
it's broken.
It actually is so broken.
It's so fucked. You get 3 Zeeks
on
your.
You don't need to worry about mathematically correct Sentinels is actually so good for Sentinels.
Getting to actually play a Galio 2 is so much.
Oh my God.
Like, Galio's so broken.
He feels so good.
God, he feels so good.
And on Sentinel board too? Like having Galio 2, it's like a whole new war. Like I need Aladdin to bring me on like Galio is just Aladdin bring me on a carpet and literally it's like a whole new comp now that you can 2-star Galio. It feels so good.
I realized like because with AD comps, it's like what's the 2 most fucking useless components that you have to figure out how to fucking get rid of? Rod and Tier. And guess what?
Yeah.
Archangels.
Archangels Galio.
Actually, really like
it's so good.
I swear to God, Archangels Galio is so good.
Agreed.
Like that comp, they nerfed the number. The number nerf is actually like pretty big, low key.
It's like 120 to like 90, right?
They nerfed it from 120 to 90. The shield is 1000 to 900. Like they chopped 25% off the attack speed buff, and it's just so much more broken because of like the reliability of who goes on at first, and just Galio 2. Just getting to play Galio 2, I swear to God, was already an insane buff.
Imagine if you got 4 Zeeks on your Akshan or Lucian instead of 3. Just for having 6 Sentinel on the board.
Is Zeke's a unit of measurement now, by the way?
I think it's like the metric system of TFT. It's like the what do we want to call it? Is this a measuring system where we measure by like Zeeks and chalices?
I swear I don't even know that. That's actually more like empirical system, I swear to God, because it's not everything by 10s, because like technically a Zeke's is 3 bows, if you want to use that, and you like break it down into that unit of measurement.
We could do it by bows.
I guess that's the...
I know. Let's do it by Udyr 3s. Let's do it by triple RFCs.
How many multiples of triple RFC Udyr?
Okay, so wait, how much is RFC? One RFC is 40, right?
Is it? I have no idea, actually, number one RFC. It's like, it's 10%, you get plus 30 for just having the item, right? Or is it plus 20? Wait, is one Udyr just like Sentinel? One Udyr with best in slot just Sentinel value?
Is it? Hold on, let's see. Normal RFC is...
It's just plus 40, because it says...
Plus 40?
It says, like...
10 and then plus 20,
plus 20, and then has 2 bows, or it says like plus 40 total, including components. So one RFC is plus 40. So one Udyr 3 is 120. Therefore, one Udyr 3 is 4 Zeeks.
I see. One Udyr 3 is 4 Zeeks.
So it's like meters in centimeters, right? Or I guess it's like a yard in feet.
It's more like inches to feet to yard, or like feet to yard to mile. I don't know.
I see.
What units of measurement in TFT Zeeks?
Okay. Speaking of RFC, how do we feel about Draven? And also, I'm going to preface this with, why does he suck without RFC?
Because his pathing is garbage with RFC.
His
pathing, I swear, is so bad when he's 3 hacks instead of 4. Like, I was watching fucking Pocky. I was watching Pocky match into a Draven. He was playing, like, Sins against the Draven, complete wrong side. And Draven walks forward into the middle of the board, into the Nocturne, and just gets one shot. I'm like, wow, you are the stupidest bitch I've ever seen in my life.
He's so stupid.
Draven without RFC is just a dumb unit.
I swear, frontline Draven is more consistent than like 4th or 3rd row Draven.
I swear to God, there was some Reddit guide that was like, yeah, put Draven 2nd row because he's more consistent, and I'm pretty sure they're correct.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Like, actually.
It's just that unit. Like I was hoping that he'd be kind of like more of a unit now. I think he's so good sometimes. Like sometimes you're playing from win streak.
Definitely playable.
Yeah, he's definitely playable.
If you slam Last Whisper, he's probably one of the, probably the first choices that come to mind.
I think he does need Last Whisper. I think actually thinking about like the old like Xayah spot in set 3 where you would always put the Shredder spot. Yeah, like second row all the way to the right. I swear to God, that's Draven's best spot.
Oh God, give me a 1 cost Forgotten Jarvan. Oh.
Speaking of 1 costs, fucking 11 point J4. Or 10 point J4. It was 10 point J4.
Oh my goodness! When every team comp played a J4.
Yup,
you got Warmogs.
J4-1 with Warmogs, the best unit in the fucking game.
Protector was so fun. To play, not to play against. Not to play against. Oh God. Like you see the Trap Claw, you see the Trap Claw QSS, Shroud or Hodge, Nico 3 and like in the front line, and you're just like, okay. And you're playing Vayne with no RC, and you're like, alright, I just won't kill anything this round, that's fine. Like that's cool.
I think that was like when protectors were getting like meta, that's when everybody actually started slamming a lot of GS. I remember towards the end of 3.5, right, when everyone was either playing Mech or they were playing Warmogs Nico.
Like triple GS Vayne, triple GS.
Yeah, triple GS Vayne was actually like the best items, best in slot on Vayne, right? Because
that's when you went from building Warmogs on your protector to triple dodge.
Yeah. For like
we were talking like for like the audience people, like we were talking yesterday about like kind of segment ideas, and one of the ones that came up was like nostalgia segment, but like it just came up, I guess. We're just going into like nostalgia or like lack of nostalgia because I do not fucking miss J4-1 with Warmogs being the best unit in the game and auto fast nining you, but
yeah, I think one of the most appealing parts of this podcast is just gonna be how off topic we get.
All the tangents.
Oh yeah.
every tangent possible.
I guess bring it back a little bit. So the last thing I guess we should talk about in terms of I guess 2 things. So we haven't talked about AP at all in terms of meta stuff. I just see there was a question about Spellweaver as well in the chat. So I guess the 2 things I want to talk about are Heimer and Spellweaver. Oh, also Gwen.
We should talk about Gwen.
Yeah. Gwen's fucking broken.
Gwen is insane. I swear to God.
She literally just does. It's such a disgusting amount of damage. It's a disgusting amount of damage on 1 snip, and she does 3 snips. It's so broken.
Like, okay. The numbers it says 100 to 125, 150 to 200. You're just like, okay, like percentage buffs. I mean, so like, Gwen 2 got a 33% damage buff, and Gwen 1 got a 25% damage buff. Which that right there. Like, that actually kind of sounds insane, because then you also realize Gwen doing 3 snips. Like, on a Gwen 2, that's just 450 damage every 2 autos.
Like, I've seen her one-shot ungodly things. Like an Aatrox 3.
Yeah. Gwen is a gross unit.
Which, like, it's nice that it's, like... she's a blue buff carry, too, which is nice, because we really don't have... We didn't really have blue buff carries until this patch.
Blue buff feels so good right now to slam early game on like Ziggs. Feels so
slam
good.
On Ziggs, slam on Brand. Like tier start might actually be really fucking good. Like even when tier start's good before, it's like okay, you feel bad about like a fuck ton of tiers because blue buff sucks. But now that like blue buff is good because you can slap it on the Ziggs or Brand and then let that carry you into Karma, Teemo, or Gwen. Like blue buff is low-key better than Shojin. Hot take.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
agree.
I think the problem with Shojin really didn't have good carriers early. It was just like Vel'Koz, Heimer are insane with Shojin, so like there you go. But now it's like okay, just build blue buff.
I think if you do want to play MF, I think she's probably going to be your best bet. I think
that's true.
Mid game, I actually think MF right now is still pretty strong as a carry. If you can 3-star her,
I don't think I've played her at all yet.
She's kind of like she's really good into. I mean, Jax she absolutely destroys if you're on the proper side, because
I think part like Riven MF falls off a little just because Riven and Yasuo are now not in the meta and she like fucks those comps. Like Declaw Hecarim, Yasuo doesn't get to play the game. and like Riven in general just didn't get to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
But so like I feel like MF is still like good. It's just like the comps she's really good into are no longer in the meta.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I
she's in a
think
weird
she does like
spot.
decent into Lucian, but it's mostly you're thinking about like mostly I think she does well into the AD comps.
I feel like I'm
Depending
always
on
Yeah.
like
I feel like I'm always so scared to like ever commit to an MF angle because I just like I build one declaw and then watch an MF3 kill herself in like 3 casts to a declaw and I'm like I don't want to play that unit. But I guess she definitely seems like playable. She definitely seems like she'd fall off though. Just as she's not quite as. I mean, I feel like it'd be so hard. How does Jax do into her? I guess. I she probably right positioning probably pretty well.
With the right
Yeah.
positioning, MF can fuck over Jax. If MF is the same side as Jax, and like,
Yeah.
or if you can like, if you get Thresh opposite side and an MF same side as Jax, like Jax doesn't get to play the game.
Bring him for right.
Yeah.
he has a bad time because he has to get through all the calves and then
Yup.
while Jax is hitting the calves, MF is just
Oh, you know what
killing
Jax is so bad into is Spellweavers at like any like a brand Ziggs Spellweaver board. Because one, he just gives them infinite AP, but two, if Ziggs gets on the Jax, it's like two ults and he's fucking dead. Like I've played
Wait, the Spellweaver stack on enemy cast too?
yeah,
it does.
yeah, it's cast off of
anytime a champion uses it.
yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. No, it shits on Jax. Jax just gives them infinite AP, and then Ziggs one shots Jax.
Oh,
Oh, you learned something. Wow, that's crazy. That's insane.
God, that's fucking broken.
Yeah, that's why it's so broken. That's why you see
Spellweavers
like
are fucking broken. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's why you see like a 2 Spellweaver Ziggs get like 300 AP.
And even like even early, even when there's like less units on the board, the fights are just so drawn out that
Yeah,
like everyone
it's-
casts infinite.
Jax has such a terrible matchup into like low cost Spellweavers. Because like Zig, like the single fire Spellweavers just shit on him. Because he just gives an infinite AP and then they just like I watched like Ziggs with just blue buff earlier and he 2-shot like a BT Jax. So it's really broken. It's really broken.
The first set of games I played on the patch, I played Ziggs reroll with a Spellweaver spat Leona. And this was on stream, and it was actually the funniest shit ever. And I had it was like blue buff Rabs JG Ziggs, so it was complete overkill on the AP. It was one-shotting the first thing casted on, and I got 5th in Diamond on OCE. So like I don't know if it's actually good, but like it was
trust me,
Ziggs
Ziggs
so
is
good.
Crazy. I think even last
Pretty sure Ziggs 2 you just used to go 8 like now with a blue buff.
I was talking about this earlier before we started the podcast, but I played a spot earlier where I had like a Spellweaver board, right? With a Radiant Blue on Ziggs. And I hit a Karma 2. And I took out the Ziggs for the Karma, and it was objectively worse. Like it didn't kill half as much as Ziggs would have, didn't win half the fight Ziggs would have. It was so much worse.
Because Karma's targeting is so bad, but Ziggs, it's like, okay, I killed this unit. This
true.
unit
It's
doesn't
like,
get to play the fucking game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing Karma into sustain. She'll hit the unit, right? It'll go down to like maybe like 1/3 HP, and then it'll hit the front line. And by that time, the carry that she was supposed to kill is back to full because it has a BT or a Hodge, and it's just been wailing away at the rest of your team. While this Karma is just like missing every single one of her shots.
Okay,
swear to God.
Low key
Actually needs like blue buff and double Rabs, one of them a Radiant or like blue buff JG Spellweaver spat to actually do anything right now.
I think Karma's actually super good if she's 3-star.
Oh wow,
She's super playable. No,
It's
off of
true.
the Karma 3 game today, she's so playable if she's golden. I promise.
I mean, yeah, no, because with Karma 3, she actually one-shots boards.
She had a positive matchup into Kalista.
It's true. I had an Aphelios 3 game where I lost to Karma 3 because the Aphelios 3 just died. It was crazy.
I'm pretty sure
Who
we've seen
could've
Karma
guessed?
3 not one-shot things.
No,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
she's not gonna one-shot frontline. She probably loses to 3-star Galio.
She had a horrible time. And so that Karma 3 board, I couldn't kill an Aatrox 2 with a redemption until it went into overtime. With my entire board attacking it and Karma 3 pinging away at it.
You know, I'm pretty sure beats Karma 3 a Kalista 3.
I played it. I played the matchup earlier. I did win. Because she just one-shots the Kalista.
Yeah. I mean, so if you're playing backline into Karma 3, she's going to kill the backline. It's going to happen.
Okay, but have you considered Aatrox 3?
It's hard to kill. It's just hard to kill any kind of like I feel like Jax 2 has the ability to beat Karma 3 for sure. With like its captain off the board. With like enough positioning. Because how does she kill a BT Jax? Like I have no idea.
Yeah, if she's not one-shotting, she's basically just feeding mana.
Yeah, exactly. And then Spellweaver, I guess we touched on it already, but Spellweaver like early mid game, it's so good. I don't know about like a late game spell like Force Weaver comp, but like it's so strong early mid game. Slim and blue on brand Ziggs.
It's nice having AP early game options right now because it honestly like. The beginning of set, it feels completely flipped from how it was in set 5. Because, like, set 5, it felt like the AD options early were kind of meh. But, like, there was like, some really good AP options. And that kind of, like, started flipping towards the end of the set. And now this set is just, like, early game, it's just, like, Legion Skirm. Or, like, a Kled. Just all AD. And now, like, Ziggs is good early. Like, we have an AP option. It's
like,
nice.
Lissandra got replaced with Olaf, and all of a sudden, just things went...
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, there's a one cost I can hold items, and it's going to be easy to flex it.
Also, Vlad not being a unit, really.
Oh, wait, Vlad is
the right items?
Really?
I believe Vlad is insane.
If you have Warmog's Archangels, he's so broken into, like, stage 4. If you don't have Warmog's Archangels, he does jack shit.
That's fair. Also, I'm like, Vlad actually, like, got decimated by Shadow Arc being gone. Because, like, even if you put a regular arc on him, like,
he needs the
get,
HP.
Like, 3 stacks and he'll, like, heal the full, and then it doesn't even benefit him that much from there, but, like, his health is just so little that he doesn't regen much and then just gets one-shot.
Yeah.
But if you can get a Radiant Warmogs, though...
Oh, it's Radiant Warmog's Brawler Spat. That's what it is. Play 6 Brawler, 6 Renewer. You need the Renewer Spat, too, though. And then you just fuck, essentially.
I played one game, I think, last week before the new patch. It was Double Archangel's Rageblade Vlad. And I played like the Renewer comp, and it was the most locked in 4th I've ever played in my entire life. And it was like the board was so strong for like
until it just got
15 straight fights, and then afterwards I was like, well, I'll never win another fight again.
I feel like Renewers always feel like such a literally every time I play Renewers, I'm like, I'm top 4. I'm 3rd if someone ends.
Yeah, because like I mean specifically with Vlad, it's like, you've used up all of your AP items on a unit that can only kill stuff 1 at a time. So, like, I mean, that's why ideally you have them on Soraka so she can kill, more than 1 unit per cast. But, if you have them on Vlad, you take the 4th and leave, right?
I swear if I'm playing an early Renewer board, if I take a loss on, like, 3-1, I get so much more heated than if I take a loss on, like let's say I'm, like, win streaking, right? I take a loss on 3-1, I'm like, oh, shit, there's my top 4. It's out.
It's done.
Like, what? I'm supposed to be strong now. Like, one guy has a Sunfire and, like, a new eats it. I'm like, I'm 5th. I'm 5th. There goes all. It's like it's just God. It feels so bad to lose an early stage of the Vlad board. You know who is rerolling a lot was Moo. Moo was rerolling it a ton, and just I looked like it was
Moo
a 5th every time.
was telling me about it. Moo was telling me. I mean, I think Moo told me that he was getting like consistent top 4s.
Consistent 10 LP.
Anything besides first.
It was 4 8 4.
And you're down. You play for 8 hours. You go like Vlad Renewer every game. You're up like 10 LP because it's just 4. You lose it's 4. You lose the 1 round on 3-2. Instant 8. 4.
But Yeah, I mean, the thing, Vlad is no Warwick.
No.
It's just no
No,
Warwick.
no Warwick.
No,
Oh my
Warwick.
goodness. I swear, I'm so sad that they removed Warwick from the game. I think Warwick, aside from Udyr, is like my second favorite unit of set 5.
I would be cool with Warwick still being in the game if they just made Thresh not forgotten.
Yeah, or if they just removed Thresh and kept Warwick, I'd be totally down for that.
They love their corner hooking champs. Like there always has to be something to make a carry not want to be in the corner.
But the thing about Thresh, right, is that like I played a game today where I was like on a ranger as like some ranger board with like whatever front line, and there was no unit on my board. I had to play Akshan because I had no Last Whisper, right? There was literally no unit on my board that would not walk up for a Thresh hook. So there was a guy that had a Thresh, and I was like, if I play this person, no matter what, I lose the fight because I literally can't outposition this Thresh, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Unless I frontline my Aphelios, which I can't do when it's like, you know.
That's actually the problem with Fortnite Kalista. Like, I think Fortnite Kalista is insanely strong. It just gets hard countered by Thresh because, like, if you're playing Lux, like, that solves it. But like, you want to play Rel for Ironclad, and once you play Rel for Ironclad, it is melee and Kalista.
Like a 2-cost that checkmates your board at like stage 6 is so fucking stupid.
I mean, like, that's the thing with like, if you compare Blitz to Thresh, right? How Blitz functions versus how Thresh
so
functions.
Much healthier.
Thresh is kind of like Aatrox, right? So like, you know, eventually Thresh or Aatrox, they're gonna hook and pull in the unit that like just has the farthest range, right? It's not anything based off of your starting position or anything like that. With Blitz, it's like, well, I can scout the boards and I can see somebody's playing a Blitz. I'll just stick some random frontliner in the corner and it'll be fine.
And then you can also like tech in a random Blitz to like, you know, like someone's cornering, you have no Blitz on your board, you find one in your shop, you wait for the last second, you buy it, put it in, you win the fight, right? So there was so much.
Thresh is just like, you know, it's there if you put an RFC on your carry or anything like that, right? Like when I was like whenever you play like RFC Yasuo or something, right? If you don't have like a range unit in the bag, you're like, well, I hope nobody's playing Thresh this game.
Or Viego too.
The number of times I've had my corner bait walk up to third row because like the front line is far enough away that it has to do that to get in range, and then my carry that's in the second hex just gets hooked anyway.
Yeah, it's another reason why like Hellions are so broken, right? Because like you just got a 3 Thresh 3 hook on backline no matter what. Like Thresh forces, like Thresh 2 even forces you to have a 4 range unit on your board, or else you're fucked. Like there's no counterplay to it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to like you got so Redeemed Lux from set 5, right? One of the big counters to that, right, was Forgotten, and it was specifically because of also because Draven, like with Last Whisper, just guns down all of Redeemed, but like also because, you know, you have your Lux, and if you're trying to get her in like the good positioning, right, you're just gonna fight Thresh and she's gonna get hooked. So sometimes when I play that comp, I even put like, because there are multiple redeemed units, right, that have 4 range. So I actually stuck 2 4 range units and cornered into Lux.
Yeah.
So that when Lux gets hooked, she doesn't move at all.
Exactly.
The only issue with that is sometimes she gets trapped there and she'll just auto nothing.
I actually did that too. I put like pretty much every single fight, I put Syndra third row in front of my Vel'Koz and Lux and just trapped in the Lux. But then like sometimes like the front line is too far away and she gets trapped and literally can't auto, and that just sucked.
Yeah. The amount of times I looked like a Bopego because my Lux was just trapped in the corner, and I was just sitting there like, it was the lesser of 2 evils. I'm down for her to not play the game for like half the round, to tell this Thresh player to fuck off.
So which do we want? Which do we want more? Her to not play the game for half the round, or her to not play the game past the first like 5 seconds because she got to auto and then got Thresh took and then got yoinked into a really bad position.
Yeah. It gets fucked really quickly. I just hate that. I have such a deep, passionate hatred for Thresh in this set
Yeah. have a love-hate relationship with Thresh as a Cavs abuser for the first week. And also just like the number of times like I would fucking hook a carry because like I was focused so much on like microing where my Thresh is. Like it also felt disgusting watch a Thresh 3 hook a unit in the corner, like, and then it would get dragged into my Hecarim in the middle of the board because
Thresh is so
4 times was nuts.
Thresh is so good for Cavs. So it's like also it pulls in for like the MF ult, right? You're like, oh my god, it's right at the corner, and then the Thresh comes and hooks it, and you're like, oh
yeah. It's just
into the MF ult and into Hecarim ult in the middle of the fucking board, and you're just like, well, my carry literally didn't get to play the game.
Like
like
it's like the unit just gets peer pressure to go into this like Cav party, and then just like everyone just it's fucked. It's just I don't know, that unit. If I'm not gonna say if it had a death note, he'd be the first thing I'd write in it. But if I had a death note, he'd be the first fucking thing I'd write in it. I don't know.
It's also so much less satisfying than you get the Aatrox pull. At least with Aatrox, right? Like Aatrox does the fast pull and then like slams them down and then like hits them. This one's just like a slow death, right?
Blitz 2 got the that was so satisfying.
Yeah, at least with Blitz, the hook came out immediately, or just immediately. Oh, I'm fucked. And with Thresh, you're just like, okay, I see the Thresh. Okay, are my units gonna Papega? Oh, I'm fucked. It's just the slow realization of how fucked you are, and then it comes in stages as like you watch your units walk up, and then you watch the Thresh build mana, and then the hook comes, and then you slowly watch the unit get dragged into the middle of the board, and you're just like,
And there's nothing like there's no Azir at all. There's no there's no target dummy either, right? We don't have target dummy anymore, so you can't just like.
Thank God we don't have target dummy anymore. Holy shit!
I actually almost forgot that target dummy was like a
thing. Yeah, me too.
Like a thing.
I haven't thought about that in so long. Holy. I guess we should move on to the Thresh hate though. I guess we can talk about. The GSS as well as we can like mix the GSS to talk about the community and stuff in general for a little bit here. So
I'm so fucking down to talk about GSS.
Who do we think's gonna win? P-God?
Let's see. Who are the teams? It's Raditz and Broccoli, right? P-God and Soju. Ramblin' Robin, and the last one is
Bert and the WH Omega Law.
Right. H2W was it?
HJW61101, which I'm pretty sure no one has ever heard of before GSS. No ego, no flame. Just like I literally saw like the list of people. I was like, okay. And the names we expect. Okay, like Setsuko got Sarah Lynn. Okay, like no one knows Sarah Lynn, but Sarah Lynn's a friend. Okay, who is HJW61101?
The numbers really make it.
I feel like Burst team can take it all. I'm not gonna lie.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that Bert was the one getting carried, right? For those,
no, seriously. Didn't HJW score like 1 billion points?
Yeah. Like the last day, right? Like HJW was the one carrying Bert.
I feel like like from a skill perspective, you'd expect Ramblin' Robin to take it, but with like the amount of with everyone being pretty good and like variance affecting the game as it does, I could see anyone. Like my favorite's definitely Ramblin' Robin, but it's 4 games, right? Is it still 4 games or is it 5?
It's 6.
It's 6 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like for me it's between Ray Broccoli and Ramblin' Robin. Just because Rambo and Robin are just so omega consistent, and like they were the highest points on for like over the first 3 weeks by like they won by 7 points.
Yep.
And so like they're both of them are just ridiculously consistent in Tourney, and like Ramblin' is just fucking smurfing this set.
I think their play styles are so good for tournament. They're so good for like consistency.
That's true. They're like mad consistent.
They're so willing to roll down to 0 on 3-2 and just win streak. True. They're so down. I've seen Ramblin' roll down to 0 on 3-2 rolls down to 0 on 4-1 and still end up level 9.
Yeah. I feel that's like a huge thing for Tourney, like being able to go 9 and like cap out your board at 9. I swear to God, like that's what I realized like I'm struggling with in fucking Tourney, because like I'll hit stage 6 and just like have my like level 8 upgraded board, and then I just run into a fucking ramble and like level 9, just the most fucking absurd board I've ever seen, and just get railed. I'm like, I see.
Yep. Yeah, he's really popping off this set. He's always popping off. He's just always been very consistent. But yeah, I always like watching Emblem play. Gotta start beef with him though, so we can get some drama in the community.
That's the thing we were talking about. We were like, okay, is there any drama in the community? And we were like, no. No, just straight up no. The extent of the drama is like random bets between like the lobby 2 people.
Yeah, right. Like that's just it really enforces like the boys club thing too.
We're
like,
a little
We're 1 month off of the little crying bitch fiasco, so.
Oh yeah.
Thray and
was that a month ago?
Wait.
There's no
actually,
way.
Was it? Maybe it was like 2 weeks. No, I feel like it's at least 3 weeks.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up when this fucking was, because there is no way it was a month ago.
Okay.
Almost, I feel like.
I gotta get an aside here. In
3 weeks
chat,
ago.
Cloud was like, TFT is pretty drama free. And then Hot just said, yeah, fuck you, Cloud. And then she just went Glash.
I looked up. I used fucking GV8's YouTube video on it as the point of reference, and that's from August 2nd.
Okay, so it's almost been a month. It's almost been a month
ago.
Oh, can I just say, GV8 makes a great judge, just as an aside, because he has no hair.
True.
Oh, he can wear the wig?
Yeah, he can wear the wig so well.
Yeah. I'm convinced time is just fake. That's just me.
Time is just fake.
I don't know. But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure other than, like, the fucking Thray and Salvi drama, we just don't have drama in TFT.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest drama is like, when I'm in a game with Kent and I just passive-aggressively bitch about Thresh.
or when I'm in game with Kent and we hit Fawn opening carousel and I'm just like, hey Kent, not even passive aggressively, just Kent, when's this getting removed? Just not even passive, just aggressive at that point.
I always feel like I want to be a little bitchy about it though, you know? I'm like, I don't want to just like come out and say like Kent, this unit's obviously broken. I want to be like, Kent, I'm like trying to force Kent to see why it's broken, you know? It's like, teach a man to fish, teach a man, like, give a man a fish. Like, I can tell Kent that Thresh is broken. Or I can hook his carry 4 rounds in a row, and then he knows Thresh is broken.
Or I think the last game I hit with Fawn Galaxy was with Kent, and I had Draconic A-Bomb at 2-5. And like the entire lobby was fully aware, and I'm like, hey Kent, look what you fucking started.
Yeah, the team
this is
so
because
good about
of
it,
you.
The team is so good about like taking criticism, and they're a godsend for doing what they do and like putting up with all the bullshit that people throw at them. Yeah, you know, one game. This is like a goat, but I always think about this. So one game on ladder, like I must be beginning of the set or something, or like the very beginning of the set. This guy, he has like a loner opener, like loses a streak or something on stage 2, and he just says in all chat how he wants to go to Mort's house and beat the shit out of him.
Oh my goodness!
Verbatim, I want to go to Mort's house and beat the shit out of him. For like, I was like,
okay, too far. Like, as someone who like frequently disagrees with Mort on a lot of things. Too fucking far.
Yeah, way too far. Way too far. It's just like, that Mort has to deal with that shit is insane.
Yeah. It's like,
it's rough.
I think Mort should be like dealing with like the complaints and stuff. Like he's kind of put that upon himself anyway. Like he said, I am going to be like super public and super open about a lot of shit, and like I am the face of TFT, and like fair enough, cool, good for him. But like with that, he's kind of made it his job to like take the complaints. Yeah. Which like that's on him. That's I don't know if that's what he originally signed up for, but like it kind of is what he signed up for. But also death threats and like IRL
stuff like that
are
is just
too far. Complain about how Thresh fucking is too broken about how now Gwen is broken out of her fucking mind. Don't go to his house or threaten to go to his house.
Yeah, I mean we're really lucky to have devs like Mort. I think there are like hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of games where like they would love to have the kind of support from the dev team that TFT does, right? Like
our dev team's
a lot of openness.
I don't remember where I heard it from, but someone mentioned just like Mort is going to be an interesting case study for dev teams in the future about like the value or not value of having a dev or the lead dev just be so public and be like such a public figure and like open about so much. Like that's going to be a really interesting case study for other competitive games to learn from.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's something I've ever seen before, the way like the TFT dev team does it.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely it's the first of its kind for sure. Like no other game has had their head dev be so open and public like that, and so like interactive with the community. Yeah, exactly. Like you've had devs like obviously a lot of devs have been like public and be like, oh hi, I exist, but it's just like occasional communication. Like we get such like constant and consistent communication. It's actually insane.
Yeah, it really is. It's insane that they are that on top of things. I think they're very open about everything, which I like a lot. I mean, obviously there are hit or misses with balancing every now and then, maybe they understand it. And there are misses balancing occasionally.
Every now and then, or like
people obviously like the games. It doesn't, yeah, and like the way they approach it doesn't necessarily correlate to the game being perfect. But it really is it's like a refreshing way to interact with, like, I played a lot of competitive Pokemon and like competitive Smash, and dealing with Nintendo is
not Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like it's literally such a breath of fresh air to know why. Like the patch notes look like so fucked for Smash, for example. Like the patch notes they'd be like a roughly translated like Japanese patch note that says like Link's fluffy dare is
kind of stronger.
Yeah, Link's fluffy dare got. I was like, what the fuck? Well, first, what the fuck is a fluffy dare? Yeah, so it's just it's really nice. It is really nice. So the fact that like they are such a big part of the community is really nice, and I mean, Mort's streaming every weekend, and just the amount of interaction that everyone has is, I guess. I mean, no drama.
Yeah, there's actually there's straight up no drama. But okay, back to GSS. Actually, who are y'all surprised that like did not make it to finals? I have my answer, and it's Milk and Becca.
Yeah, they were popping off.
I'm kind of surprised that. Yeah,
I think they were. Let me double check. I want to say they were first in points going into the last
they were
week.
First in points. I think they just had a really bad week 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Milk won 18 points and Becca had 17. Like they only won 35 on the week, which and then that put them at hold the fuck up 131, and that put them in 5th actually, because Soju Crest Event was 133.
Mm-hmm.
So like just three points more in there in finals. Like they looked so good coming into the last week and then just ran it.
Yeah, but I guess that's the thing with tournaments. Like even
very intense.
It's all about consistency. You gotta.
Meanwhile, me and Buzzy destroyed week 1 and then just.
Oh yeah, I mean
that was depressing.
Jack and I had we had our high for like the first 2 games, and then
okay, so I was always me and Buzzy lucky that our high was the first week and not just the first half of the first week.
Ours was like GB8 and I kind of consistently underperformed. I'd say the first week I was like 8-8, 2-1, and this last week I was like I think it was like 7-8, 7-1, and the second week I was just like kind of consistent placing, but it was like, I don't know, some of those tournament games felt so doomed from like the beginning of the game for me. I don't even know if I was playing bad or like what. So I definitely underperformed from what I wanted myself to do. But GV8 fucking popped off for not playing TFT. He got like 1 billion points.
How much TFT does he even play now?
Not a ton. Not a ton.
He's too busy trading penguins.
Yeah, trading penguins. Yeah, it's just like the man's a legend. I don't know. The fact that the thing is, it really is. The less you care, the better you do.
I feel like that's the case for like a lot of the tourney players, because like same thing with like Spencer. Like Spencer's like rank 100 or something, and like Ray tweeted out like who got like the individual players who got the most points, which Ray had the most points individually over the 3 weeks. B, Spencer had the second most. And I feel like Spencer barely plays the fucking game right now.
Although to be fair, in week two, Spencer was actually just open for it rats.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that one out. I know this because Spencer was also. I was also in there.
That was unfun. That is so unfun.
I was gonna say that patch with the rats were too strong.
I didn't play any rats, and I think if the first weeks of the tournament were not rat patches, it would have felt so much better.
I played 1 game of rats, and that was the last game of week 1 because Melton Heart was forcing rats the whole week, and I looked at how I was playing, and I was kind of doing meh, and Buzzy was like 2-1, like 2-1-1 at that point, and I just was like, "Fuck it, I'm griefing Melton Heart." Like, I'm not playing like that well, but like I can grief the shit out of a reroller. I'm going to grief the shit out of Melton Heart. Sent him 8th. Went 7th myself because like it was what it was. I didn't hit enough.
Yeah.
Like, I help. You know what? That's a success when you're trying to hold hands with someone. If you hold hands with someone and they go 8th and you go 7th, you have won the fucking game.
Oh, that's my superpower. I can also
the best fucking feel.
I send anybody playing the same comp as me. Well, usually I think I have like an 80% or like 90% rate on sending contesters to like 8th while I go 5th.
I'm fully aware of, because I swear to God, like this set and last set, whenever I was like hard forcing calves, and I was in the lobby with you, I swear to God, I just look over and I see Ramkev contesting, and I'm like, it's a bot fort. Because I swear every single time you contested me calves, I bot fort.
Yeah. I mean,
literally every time.
Right? You play for the mirror.
Yeah, and this was also and like this is the same time I'm like every other time I get contested, I just send the other fucking person 8th. And then Ramkev rolls up and I'm just like, I am fucked.
See, my superpower is to be such a little bitch that I never contest anyone.
Oh man.
Like I'll have like 2 Yasuos. I see one guy slammed RFC on a Ziggs. I'm like, I'm out. I'm making 10, I'm out.
Shit, I'm out.
My favorite was if you guys remember Zed Patch in Set 4.
Oh man, don't make me think about it.
No,
Suma, where's Suma?
Right after I lost 400 LP, like okay, the patch before was when I first hit like top 10 on ladder, and then right afterwards, Zed Patch hit. And I straight up lost 500 LP in 1 day, and I was like, "What?" And after that, I was like, "Okay, I'll just play Zed. I'll just open for Zed every game. And if I saw somebody else playing Zed, I just type in chat, 'Don't worry, it can support like 5 of us.' And we all just play Zed, and I would top 4 every time. It was crazy.
Both hands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was Warwick 20 out of 20 in those days. I was actually like 6 to 8 divine, like 4 to 8 divine. Warwick every single game, and Sma and I, the notorious Zed Forcer, we would like constantly argue about who wins the matchup.
Warwick and Zed?
Yeah.
With Shiv Warwick? No, Deep Lane Warwick?
No, it was Deep Lane QS Runan's Warwick.
Right.
Warwick is just its own beast that we
really
don't ever fucking talk about.
I feel like
it depends on the items.
I feel like it probably depends on the items. But
it depends on the items.
During that patch, I felt probably Zed. I felt like
Zed was more consistent into it. Yeah, I think Warwick had like with good positioning though. I feel like Warwick definitely just do it.
Yeah,
I just remember
that patch, it was just like you try to play Jhin, you try to play Ashe,
You just
and
get
it's just
Zed.
like, oh my gosh, there's nothing I can do. The Zed jumps opposite side or jumps on the same side and just one shots everything anyway.
You actually jumped it opposite side so it wouldn't get like randomly targeted by bullshit and like that, and it would be like on an off rotation of shade.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like,
you
that was the general idea,
actively
but
set the assassin not on the carries. It made its way through a couple like bait units and then one shot the carries anyway.
Yeah,
It was
fuck
so
Zed,
bad.
yeah, like
basically.
even if you miss position, Zed would just run over your entire backline.
Yeah. There was just it was just the
God.
stupidest comp. I don't know about that. The thing is, I feel like
Unit better than some 15 gold units.
yeah, right. I think the fucked thing was like you didn't even need a 3-star him. Z2 is fucking broken.
Yeah, Z2 is actually just an auto top 4.
AG5's like Z2 forcing in tourney and just like popping off was insane.
Like you would open for it, play for Z2, and then just top 4.
My favorite thing was fucking Asian Gamer 5 fucking getting mad at people contesting, and I'm just like, bruh, your units, you need to hit 3 copies of a 2 cost. Your units are barely contested.
Yeah.
I mean, the harder thing was definitely Shin, though. It was always
Shen was
JO, and also getting bows like that.
Oh
was
yeah.
You know what felt so good was having like very little direction, and then like on Krugs you get a bow and then you get like a Shen, like a bow, like bow belt. You have like a sword. You get like a Shen the next shop. You're like, okay, like I know what I'm doing.
The gross thing was when that unit only needed 1 item. He literally needed 2 bows to make an RFC, and then just stack Zeke's, and it was the best carry in the game. Like 1 item carry, best
yeah,
carry.
I mean, it was like
game.
because the items were so straightforward, right? Any sort of belt goes into Zeke's, any chain or rod goes into a locket, and you just put all of your bows on Zed.
Yep.
you do RFC, and then if you're lucky, you get a hurricane, and then if you're even luckier, you somehow end up with like a cloak and a glove, and you get QSS or something.
I'm pretty sure at least 1 game I hit triple Zeke's and then Bis Zed on 5-1. I was like, okay, it's an auto first. I have a Zed too. I don't care. It's an auto first.
Zed felt like how Zed worked felt like how like 6 skirm works, right? But if like every 8 AD they got, the enemy team lost 8 AD. Like
that's so true. Oh god,
it was just so stupid. You remember Spirit of Felios?
Oh, I remember.
I do that one
to remember Spirit of Felios whatsoever.
I remember at the
4v4
very
tourney?
start. At the very start of set 4, when Aphelios was like really, really strong, and everybody was just playing Spirit of Aphelios. Oh my goodness!
It made the dynamic of that one 4v4 tourney early in the set so cool though, because there was always one person who was just the Moon Man. You know, there was one person contesting Moon Man every game, no matter what. Because it was like the backup condition, you know. It was like if this guy hits, it's a first, and then everyone's holding Aphelios unless like it's their team. It was cool to watch. That tournament.
My favorite thing was, well, oh fuck, it was like the team with like Kiting, Solus, and someone else. Like I was watching Kiting's POV and like the Discord call, and just right before the tourney, they were just going through. Okay, so who's re-rolling what? Okay, Solus is playing Aphelios. What the fuck else was? Oh god, what other? That was like full on reroll meta patch, and I don't even remember what the fuck else.
Yeah, I don't either. You know, a quick side note. You know, I've had one interaction with Kiting in my life, and it was he added me, during a tournament or something, and I think it was during a Challenger series. He added me. He asked me a question, I answered, and it was a D's nuts joke. And I haven't talked to him since. That was the only interaction I've ever had with him.
I think you might be thinking of TSM Kiting is hard.
Yeah, that's not actually.
Is that not Kiting?
That's not Kiting.
Yeah,
that's some fucking troll.
Okay, I was so confused. I was like,
because I get those on the regular.
I don't. Okay, I'm not even sure Kiting is still with TSM because TSM isn't on his Twitter at all. Like all the TSM branding is gone from his Twitter, just straight up. Yeah,
that's drama.
Not really. I don't even know. Well, like I mean, Kiting doesn't really play TFT anymore. Like he doesn't stream.
Yeah,
it's depressing.
Smoj.
People moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what was in that patch though. It is a lot of reroll stuff for sure.
I
the
remember
Ash-
there being a reroll meta, and that Aphelios was in there, and that's all. I don't want to remember anything else about that
Yeah, like
patch.
Spirit, like Ari was a thing. Ash was. I mean, Ash. Man, you know what I miss is Jhin. Okay, I miss and I don't miss. I used to have a counter on stream because I swear to God, if someone built QS, my Jhin would miss his fourth shot every fucking time without fail.
If they had any dodge chance, then Jin's miss rate on fourth shot became 100%. I swear to God that was coded into the game or something.
I feel like Jhin was such a great carry because, like, okay, you know, think about like, you know how Riven was strong in certain times, and then you would take Jhin, right? And you would try to guess where the other person was gonna put their Riven.
Yeah.
And you just stick Jhin in that one slot and watch the Jhin one shot the Riven. And it was like, cause like, you don't really have an 80 carry like that where you just try to aim it in a way that it like takes down the enemy carry, like just straight out at the start of the fight. Nowadays it's just like, well, I'm gonna put my carry in a spot where I think maybe Kayle is kind of like that now.
Kayle's like a lot like that. I think if Kayle gets on like an early Jax or like something like that, then it's really good. But
it just like wipes it, right?
It feels so much more punishing now though to try to like position for that. Like it outside of like a 1v1, because then you're just gonna get fucking Viego'd or Volibear or like it's just, it feels so punishing to not be hard cornered right now. Which sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, I miss the days when you could use your 80 carries to kill frontline.
Yeah, me too. You get positioning, like what tile, like what hex in the back line you were in actually mattered consistently. Like even Ashe, like you put Ashe on a carry, and then like, you know, she just they're I guess the it's kind of like Draven's kind of like that right now, right? But he just feels like Draven compared to set 4 Ashe or Jhin.
Like it's just so much less satisfying.
Just like get it out. Or
like
he like does less damage and he
set 3
range.
Jinx. Oh, I missed set 3 Jinx also.
Oh,
you know, you get the good Blitzcrank pull. You get the early reset on Jinx and then watch her wipe the whole team. Or just do nothing if she killed nothing.
I miss Syndra from set 3 a lot, actually. That's probably like a kind of degenerate take. But the Syndra with Gunblade, when that became meta, oh god. That shit felt so fun to me.
I have a clip. Yeah. No, I have a clip saved of like, I think like peak e-girls where like I had a where Chalice like where Chalice was like the mana printer. I had a blue buff. I had a blue buff Chalice Syndra 1, and I just watched it like just alt, get the orbs right back in, alt again the next second, like just actually just chain cast, and it did like 8k damage, and there were like, I counted in the clip, there were like 30 balls on the field by the end of the fight.
I started playing TFT like right after Syndra got nerfed initially. In set 3, so I was like, right as Mana Printer was coming out, I was getting in. So I got to play like one patch of Mana Printer Sona, and then Chalice got changed.
Oh yeah, Mana Printer.
Fuck Mana Printer Sona. I literally never could make it work.
Double Chalice plus a Seraph.
Yeah.
Oh,
you remember Shaq and Kobe?
Which one was Shaq and Kobe?
It was double Seraph Ziggs.
Malphite Ziggs.
Oh my goodness! You guys do not know how much LP I lost playing double Seraph Ziggs. Gosh, it's crazy.
Oh my god!
I was like, whenever there's like,
okay,
I'm pretty sure.
That was before I knew who anyone was, so everyone was calling me Kurum reroll, and I'm like, huh?
Who's Kurum?
Yeah.
Why are you calling this Kurum reroll?
I'm just like, okay, there's sometimes when there's like a really, really fun 1-cost reroll. If there's ever like a really fun 1-cost reroll comp that's meta, there's like a very good chance that I just lose a lot of LP on that patch. Because like, this is the same thing with like double Luden's Preds when that was like a thing in set 2. Because what would happen is so like For
They
the
could
people
crit,
that
right?
don't know, yeah. Well, so how press worked was if you damaged a unit below a certain health threshold, it would just execute them.
Oh shit.
And so how it worked was like if you put double Ludens on like a Kog'Maw, right? It would ult instantly because of the mana cost, and then just hit a random unit like anywhere on the board. It would proc the Ludens, and then after the Ludens proc, it would just kill. It would kill the unit at the very start of the fight.
That sounds so fucked. I hope they bring back old sets at some point. I really want to try set 2. I don't really want to try set 1 because it's just Dwarf Galaxy.
Speaking of bringing back old sets, there is the China like mobile app, right, where they brought back set 1.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Oh
a
shit!
thing.
I didn't realize that was set
That
1.
is a thing. That is a thing.
Huh.
So, if anybody wants to go to China to play some set 1 TFT.
I don't even know if I want to play set 1 again, because like I started with like a month left of set 1, just a hard forced Kaisa for that entire month to plat, and then was just like, okay, what the fuck is next?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I didn't play any of set 1 outside of like the early beta. And in early beta, it was actually just okay, the early set 1 beta, like by then there's already a meta developed, but the meta was you roll all of your gold at 3-1. Look at whatever 1 cost unit you 3-star and play around that.
And that was like the roll odds was it 75% on 1 cost back then? Because I feel like it was
something
that,
nuts.
it was
because
that
you
absurd,
always hit one thing. Like it was like either Garen or like Vayne or like some random 1 cost. And you'd be like, well, this is my this is my carry for the game. It didn't really matter like which one you hit, you just had to hit something.
You know what I feel like I never sufficiently got tilted by? Like I never appreciated enough to get tilted by was demo spec Kaisa in set 3. I feel like I didn't understand the game enough to get tilted by that.
So that was like the one patch I barely played for like I think it was mostly school reasons. But
That shit was stupid.
yeah, I mean
I had no
that
idea what was going
entire
on,
like
though.
me mech period, I was just chilling. I was like, what are these people talking about? And then it got nerfed, and I came back to like playing the game consistently. Like, well, I guess I missed
talking
about. Yeah.
man.
I miss
Everything
something
through
about
set 4, everything before set 4 for me, I feel like just gets viewed through a different lens, because like that's when I hit Challenger.
Mhm.
I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, I've been garbage until now, so.
Yeah, before 3.5, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like the night before set 3.5 ended. I hit I was the 99th person in Challenger.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pog. But before that, I had like even compared to then, I still had no fucking clue what I was doing compared to now. So it's like rose-colored rose-tinted glasses.
Rose-tinted glasses, yeah.
Glasses,
that.
yeah. I don't know why I'd be wearing goggles, so.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So one day they bring back set 2 so I can play Lux again.
You remember when they said they were gonna rotate the game mode, like the extra game mode?
Oh
And it's
yeah,
been
what happened to
hyper-roll
that?
for,
It's
like-
still on hyperroll.
I mean, I think they were doing that like every set. So like,
Oh, every
we
set?
only
I see,
started in
I
set
see.
5 when we got
Yeah.
hyper roll. So I assume like they'll do another one in set 6.
I thought they do in 5.5. They do like I hope that there's one where they just like make you play a random old set. That'd be so like a game of like a random old set. It'd be
I don't
so
know if I want to
janky.
do that. Oh god.
I think it'd be a lot of work to make that work, but
Yeah.
God, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or ju-
I mean,
like a random patch from an old set just to make it even more complicated. Like, okay, what meta are we throwing you into this time?
oh yeah,
Have
just a
fun.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Competitive
You know-
TFT turns into understanding like the nuances of like 5 different metas. Like it just moves over to that mode.
No. God, we're talking about this. I'm just okay. Let's not. This is too complicated. My brain cannot handle this.
I feel like I would have a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too.
That kind of game. That would
That'd
be
be really
so
cool.
fun. I would be down to have just compile 1 through 5 and just randomize and just throw in like random set. This game go.
Yeah.
But
Fuck it. I'm down
as long
for
as though
every unit from every set. Throw it into one game mode.
Oh god.
Ooh.
It would not be balanced
Ooh.
in any way, shape, or form.
Wait, how would you ever hit an upgrade?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, like 2-star units,
You're
like
fishing through 100 different 2 costs. And you're like, oh my goodness. I'm actually never gonna upgrade a single thing.
But you just get like you get there are 5 times as many units, but you get 5 times as much gold.
Oh, and the shop size is 5 times the size. The shop is just your entire board, and you have to process everything.
What if they made a mode where it was like a 1 gold to reroll, and every shop is only 2 units or 3 units?
Ooh,
That'd be interesting. No, but
tiny hyper roll.
The 25 unit shop, it's the same physical size as the current shop. It's 25 units instead. So if your eyesight sucks, good fucking luck.
That sounds so horrendous. Oh my god. I'd misclick so much. I'd misclick so fucking much. Yeah. So do we want to talk more about GSS at all, or I mean,
were we still talking about?
We were.
Technically, we were still under GSS, but I think we're so far removed.
Yeah, I think we've moved from GSS.
Down to move on to the mailbag.
Yeah, we can
do
some questions. So let's see what questions we have compiled. Okay, so I have a list of questions here. The first one is, what is your favorite comp out of all the sets? And this is from Cloud. We can I'll answer last, I guess, because I'll probably have the most boring answer.
Oh fuck! I had 2 answers for this. Oh,
okay.
I have 2 answers. So set 2 Zerks. Because
that was a fun one.
Because watching you just backline the entire comp, and then they just go wee into the front line and then just mow them down, and it was so funny. The second one is set 3.5 Astro Snipers.
Oh, that's so fun.
Teemo Jhin, and people in my chat have said like, okay, Jhin was so satisfying in 3.5 because also Jhin in set 4 was so fucking, it felt so garbage compared to set 3 Jhin, because set 3 Jhin, the 4 shot was like, oh, like giant fucking noise, and then set 4 Jhin, it was just like, boop.
It was just one-shot the entire board.
So wimpy compared to set 3, but like the Teemo, watching Teemo Shrooms was so fucking satisfying in set 3.
The best part about that comp by far, and why it was probably the best comp in that set, more likely, was because it was so fucking cute. You got Meeps, you got Teemo, you got Gnar, all in little space outfits. It was the cutest comp in TFT history. And it's not even fucking close.
the Astros.
It was so easy on the eyes. Yeah, it was. God, what a fun comp.
Shoutouts to Teemo.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Teemo.
Oh, I guess I can go next. Mine would be Divine Warwick in 4, probably. That shit. Oh god, I just loved how that unit worked. For me. I just fucking loved how when everything hit. When you got your QS, you got your Deathblade, you got your Runans. You hit your chosen Warwick, or you didn't even want chosen Warwick actually, because he was in GS range. But you hit your Warwick, you're like, oh, it felt so good.
Okay, I had to ask to clarify what the Shiv version or the Runans version.
Yeah,
Shiv version.
I didn't play the Shiv
version.
Oh
yeah, the Shiv version.
The version where you hit Warwick 1 and that was your carry, and you were set, and you had 7 people playing Warwick, most of them with a Warwick 1. There was the one lucky fucker who hit chosen Warwick and got to go first for free. So they had that. And
wait, I remember playing that
others
patch.
Had a Warwick 1, and they held hands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I remember playing that patch. So if you remember, Sox climbed a lot of LP that patch, and he barely played any Warwick. And like it was the same thing for me. I played 2 games of Warwick that entire
same. Yeah.
A patch, I guess, that you refer to, and I actually climbed a lot, and I don't even know why. It was probably just Morello's Morgana or something. But
Oh yeah,
feel
Morello
I
Morg was so busted. Then.
So-
I
good.
feel like I wasn't able to properly assess just how busted Warwick was. I was like, I'm not playing Warwick. It doesn't really seem that bad.
Yeah.
But
It was definitely overhyped at the time. It was really good, obviously, but like when everyone in the lobby's playing it, it's not really good.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I feel like it's really hard to like think about just one. I feel like I feel like I just played too much. But I think there are two that I have in mind. The first one is TF Reroll. 6 Sorks.
Yeah, that was fun.
Or no, 7. Is it 7? It's 7, right?
Seven-
7 is
seven
a max.
mages?
It's 4.5. 7 mages. 7
Oh,
mages.
God.
Oh,
7 mage
7 mages today.
TF Reroll.
My favorite fucking clip
I thought
is
you were talking
watching you
Candyland.
fucking play TF reroll in world scrims. Get like
With the Elder with D-Souls, Matt, TF3.
Holy.
Oh, honorable mention to Udyr, but I haven't played Udyr in actually a long time.
hey,
But
fan.
the other one, I don't know if you've ever tried out 6 Sork Gangplank.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there are a lot of 6 Sork variants, right? You could play 6 Sork Riven, you could play 6 Sork Mech, but the big one was 6 like when and that it was like the big 3 patch, right? Because either people were playing Riven, they were playing Jinx, or they were playing Cybers, right, with main carry. But the quote unquote Riven wasn't actually Riven, it was how powerful 6 Sorks were. So you could literally stick in like any of the frontline AP units that worked. That was just like your quote unquote Riven, and there was nothing more satisfying than just playing 6 Sork Gangplank, because it actually just one-shotted the board. It was like you put in a Gangplank with a GA, and it just boomed everything.
I remember being in Discord with like Hot and like some of the people from the main Smash community, because at that point I didn't stream, and I remember telling them about my Nicoverse strategy, which was to open fort with Sorks, go level 8, hit Gangplank, and get a first.
Oh yeah,
It was my strategy literally every Nicoverse game. It was so fucking broken. Yeah. And then it looks like our next question would be, so we already talked about Spellweaver changes. So eGirls DM asked how Assassin Leona is in this meta. They comp aptly named Dommy Mommy, but
What?
wait, that one's Dommy Mommy.
What?
yeah,
Also,
Dommy
that-
Mommy. It's Assassin Leona 3. It's only myth though. It's all theory. I don't think anyone's actually
sounds-
played it.
So it's like Chug Jug.
Yeah,
I actually
it's like
think that
Chug Jug, but
sounds
it's Dommy
worse.
Mommy.
That sounds worse than Flying Chug Jug because Greg is kind of scales with damage a little bit, right?
Her damage rushing can't
I
crit.
can't wait to crit this ability that doesn't do damage. Yeah, it can't crit, by the way. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And so I guess our next real question would be, who/what would you consider to be the most underrated unit, item, and synergy? I want to each just do one of those. So like, Jirachy can do unit, I'll do item, and Kev can do synergy. Just our own opinions.
Is it current?
Yeah, we'll do
Talking
current.
about
We'll do current.
5.5.
I know mine immediately. I think Nautilus is underrated as fuck.
That unit claps.
That
This
unit,
is so
like,
long
it's a 2 cost, and it's how long is the stun at 2-star? It's a 4-second stun at 2-star. Like, for comparison, Rise 3 in set 5 was also a 4-second stun, and then you get the Nautilus to 3-star because you're playing Cavs, and you go for Nautilus 3 anyway because you go for everything, and it's a 6-second stun. Like, a unit or 3 just straight up doesn't get to play the game.
Yeah.
And like, I think he's part of the reason like the Ironclad like Knight frontline is really good, just because he's such good CC. And my actual favorite tech is just a Sin Spat on a Nautilus. No, not for Sin synergy, just to get it to fly to the backline and just knock up the fucking backline with a 4-second stun. Like, the backline no longer gets to play the game. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nautilus.
Oh yeah. Wait. Do you want to, Kev? Do you want to do synergy or item?
I can do synergy. It's kind of I've been going. I'm just scrolling through all of these things. You know, I would love to say 5 A bomb just because it got buffed and I like playing AD A bomb, but you know, I haven't tried it out, so I can't really say that. So, you know, looking over all of the synergies that are out there, I think like Legionnaire probably. So this is, you know, I mean, people obviously know Legionnaire, what Legionnaire does. It's like, you know, you put in Legionnaire, etc. But like, I think that the big thing that people are missing out on, and this goes hand in hand with how Kayle is good now, is like, you do not need to put a healing item on your Legionnaire unit. It is like, think about it this way, right? Like, if you just have a Draven with full damage, right? Last Whisper, i.e. Rageblade, or if you have a Kayle with like a Rageblade, D-Blade, D-Blade, you don't have to worry about them dying, because what happens is, if you have Legionnaire in, they're just gonna have the healing anyways, and you can just full, you know, stack all of the damage you want, right? And not have to worry about like having to use a slot for some kind of sustain, right? Because like, you know, if you play like a Felios, if you play Akshan, if you play any of those units, right? Or like, you know, Jax, you're almost always gonna want like either a Hog or a BT, or else they're just gonna die. Like, they're gonna die eventually, right? But like, if you have Legionnaire in, you don't have to worry about any of that, right? Because like, they're gonna heal up, and so you can just like, I honestly want to see the day when I could play like Rageblade, D-Blade, D-Blade, Kayle, because that sounds actually like actually disgusting.
Just infinite damage.
Yeah.
And then I guess for item, I feel like I've never really kind of thought about it. I feel like a lot of items are like, I feel like a lot of items that are strong are like recognized as strong right now. Like, I guess my go-to is something like Frozen Hearts, like that, but everyone knows Frozen Heart's good. It's good in a lot of units. Trying to think of not like rating items or anything, just like what normal item is. I mean, GS, I guess, right? I mean, GS is like, it's definitely slept on. It got buffed a lot this patch. So the thing is, like, GS is like decent icing on the cake for like a Legionnaire. It's not great, I feel like, on like Affiliates and stuff, because it's hard to fit the slots. But it can definitely be a decent item.
Yeah. I mean, it'll go through. I mean, at this point, it goes through what? Out of the 4 costs, you can beat Galio. Works on Jax. I don't know about the Revenant units. I'm not exactly sure what their health thresholds are.
Yeah, it's 1600 now, so I'm not too positive either. I think it's just like a decent item altogether. I don't know if there is like a super underrated item that's amazing right now. Like, I don't think there's any item that people aren't building that's actually just like broken. Maybe like I could see Gunblade being okay, but I don't want to say it's underrated because I don't even know if it's actually good.
Yeah, I'm not too. I mean, Radiant Gunblade is great.
Yeah, Radiant Gunblade.
You know, everyone kind of knows Radiant Gunblade is kind of nuts. I mean, we could talk about like the garbage Radiant items. If anybody wants to talk about Shiv, Locket, even okay, I think Last Whisper is kind of real bad.
It's just
that might just. Oh yeah, Radiant Last Whisper. Yeah, like
I was like real bad.
Actually, doesn't really even exist because it's like, oh, permanent armor shred, but like if the unit that is actively applying armor shred dies and can no longer apply that armor shred every like 5 seconds or so, like being super conservative, then like why do we care about the armor shred?
Yeah.
It's just
they're gonna need to rework it 100%.
Yeah, I think those 3 should really be like, they got maybe Shiv actually on Lucian. I'm not too sure.
I can see it.
I can see it because I've been seeing people put Shiv on Lucian, and it's been like top 4ing. But I feel like if there's knights, you actually do literally.
Yeah, Jax is just the Jax knight comp is so hard too. It's like the gatekeeper for AD comps.
Yeah,
it's so rough. Do you want to pick another question? We don't have to do too many more. We got a couple to pick from, so.
Yeah. Let me.
This is a really good one. Just knowing who's in call. What's different between playing ladder and playing tourney decision making wise?
I feel like in tourney I'm less willing to experiment.
That's
um,
so honestly, this is not a good thing, but sometimes I feel the opposite of like, and I'm half the time I'm not just like, okay, I'm gonna do this random bullshit no one's ever heard of before, but like in GSS, I hit like 6 Sennas at 2-1 and was like, oh, I know Sox has played Senna 3. Yeah, let's fucking go for it. So
yeah.
Hashtag mathematically correct Sentinels.
Yeah, mathematically correct Senna 3 Sentinels. I went 5th that game because I couldn't hit Akshan 2 on 9 to like I was okay. And it actually duos actually helped a little with experimenting because he had partner and call like helping out.
Yeah.
And like Pozze was talking to me about like stuff to do. I was like, okay, the Senna's falling off. I just pivot Akshan, right? Like, yeah, you just pivot Akshan. Like I went 5th because I couldn't hit Akshan 2 on 9. Side note, I swear to God, Akshan doesn't exist on 9. He only exists on 7 and 8.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, I feel that.
I swear to God, I
hit
hit
games
more
where I hit
Akshans.
Akshan on 7.
I've hit like 2 Akshans on 7, hit an Akshan 2 on level 8, and then I go 9 with 1 Akshan and then just don't see another.
Yeah. I've really like Stacy go on 9 and seen like 1.
Same.
I guess another thing I would say is that like I feel like I play less. Like, I feel like I play more for HP in tournament than I do in ladder a little bit. Like I feel like I'm more aggressive a little bit, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I feel like I roll more on 3-2. Like I'm more willing to spend gold just to like stay healthy. I don't know.
I feel like same. And this was something I kind of conceptualized actually at Set 4 regionals, because I realized like everyone just plays turbo greedy. Like A, it's the region, B, it's the meta. So I just went balls to the wall, fucking aggressive, and got my top 4s and got the fuck out. And that was and also that like the caster opinion of me is that like I'm a really like early game aggressive player, and I'm pretty sure it just started there because that's like what I was doing, and like it. I feel like some people get greedier in tourney, some people get more aggressive, and like for me, an already an aggressive player, like I just get more aggressive in tourney for sure. Because it's like I know also it helps cover my weaknesses because I'm really bad at capping out boards late game. So like if I just kill the lobby before anyone can cap out their board, then like I can bleed to a top 4 super easily.
For sure. I mean, like for me, I don't know if I change any like playstyle stuff going from like ladder to tournament, but like this might be very specific for like Set 4 regionals and worlds. It was literally like if I wanted to do well on that tournament day, I would just tell myself in the morning to take things seriously. Like to actually I just told myself like you have to take this seriously if you want to do well. So like okay, I know like so basically in my last Worlds game, for example, it was I pulled early chosen Yasuo, right? And I got a bunch of Yasuos, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I could play Yasuo here, right? And like if it were a ladder game, there's like no doubt in my mind, I just hard force that. I'd be like, I don't really care what happens. I don't care like, I don't care if this is the right spot to do it. I don't care what my items are. I could have rod. I'll still play Yasuo here.
Yeah.
But I had a sword, I had a chain, I'm pretty sure a glove and whatever, right? So like, I could have played Yasuo there. But like, and this was like similar to a lot of the games that I played one is like, when you're sort of not taking things that seriously, it sort of opens you, like, at least for me, what it means is like, I at least try to keep my mind open about what I can play. So when in ladder, my general philosophy is trying to prove people wrong. So if people say like X unit is bad, X trait is bad, a lot of the times like I generally try to like steer away from what people say is like really good. I try to like, you know,
limit test.
it's like a psychological thing, right? Like I default to being like, I don't want to play what everyone else is playing because I'm a hipster,
right?
Yeah, but like in Tourney, it was really just like, okay, if you know what's good, right? You like, even though on ladder you'll tell yourself like this isn't actually good, right? But I'll do it anyways, and I'll limit test. But like in Tourney, right? Like the big thing was like, I was like, okay, you know, X, Y, Z are good in this specific spot. Do this, or else you're going 8th.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you want to play the line more rather than like, you know, you don't want to like start drawing all the paper. You want a nice something you know, I guess.
Yeah, because like in the end, right? I mean, like one big thing, Tourney versus ladder is like, you know, ladder, you're still like, you're just playing the game, right? Unless you're trying to like sweat for snapshots or something, like you're still just playing the game to really play
have
the game.
Fun. Yeah, exactly.
Have fun, like as a big part of it, right? We wouldn't be playing like hundreds and thousands of games just because, you know, it's like, you know, why would we be playing that many games just to, but like when it comes to Tourney, it's really like, you know, if you're still kind of in that mindset, a lot of the times it's just like sometimes it's not too appropriate just because, like, you know, you're playing only a few games. It's relatively high variance. Yeah, you got to make the most out of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but all of us playing thousands of games because we have fun, or we're just all have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been having a lot of fun recently because I've started to take the game. I've been climbing a lot more too. I've been taking the game a little less seriously. I like not like getting it tilted when then stuff goes wrong and stuff. And I think Josh, you were there last night when I played like that random rats game at the end of the stream where I like slammed rats bad and went like I thought one of you were there, but I played like some super 4 fun game last night. I top 4 off it, right? Because I went like the end comp was like 4 Hellion, 2 Spellweaver with like Vel'Koz with Rageblade carry. It was really stupid. But I've been doing stuff like that more often lately and just like having fun. And it's definitely I've been seeing better results from it. I think just because like my mental stays better longer.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah, it's true. The mental is something that, because like, you know, you get one low roll game in Tourney is kind of sometimes it's brutal.
It's so hard.
It's actually brutal.
The first week of the GSS Tourney, the first 2 games, I went like 8-7. They were 2 of the like lowest roll games I've ever played. I literally couldn't hit anything whenever I rolled. And then I was so proud that I went like 2-1 the next couple games. Admittedly, I had rolled like a out of my fucking mind the next 2 games, but like keeping the mental together is really tough, just in general. I think TFT.
I realized something about my own mental, like both for ladder and for Tourney. Actually, it's just like recently I've been playing actually like pretty well on ladder, and I kind of played like garbage in GSS, and even mid set before that. But it's because I realized like if I play with expectations, like I just play infinitely worse. I play for like something super fucking specific, and every time I'm making like a ladder push, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to push rank 1. I can't hit rank 1 because I'm like pushing for something super specific. And for like Tourney recently, like going into mid set, I had like this whole fucking round of interviews, and like when they had me on Teamfight Talk Show, I was like, okay, this is like getting to be a thing. Okay, I really need to play well at mid set, and then I shit the bed at mid set, and then going to GSS, I was like, okay, like this is still a thing. Like people know me as a Tourney player. I kind of need to like do well in Tourney, and then I shit the bed again. Like just
it's tough.
like
it's really tough when you say
it's really tough to like play well when like it's when you know you play well, not going for a certain goal, but also like when you're in Tourney, you have a certain goal for the most part. So yeah.
It can be very intimidating to like have expectations, like have expectations put on you by others, but even more so having expectations for yourself is very difficult to deal with in a game like TFT.
None of it was expectations like from others. It's all just from me. I think that's also a reason like I actually kind of popped it off at regionals, because like no one had expectations of me. I didn't even have expectations of myself. I was like, okay, maybe I should make day 2. Like, that's a hard maybe. And then beyond that, who the fuck knows? And then I made day 3 and was competing for a spot in finals. And I was like, oh, fuck.
So
So, like,
tough. If you tell yourself that you're supposed to do well, it is so much harder to perform.
yup.
Yeah. Did we want to do any other questions, or do we think we're good to go? I mean, I do have one question.
Yeah,
left
there's
in
this
here
one
from
from
Locke.
Locke. I think we could do a brief go at it. I don't know when we have to call it quits, but this one seems like it wouldn't be too time consuming.
We said
Yeah, we can
around
just quickly
like
talk.
2 hours, so yeah, I'm down to talk
Yeah.
about this.
All right, so
you got it. You got it. Yeah.
all right. Let's. If you were going to make a team version of TFT, how would you do it? So
Well,
do it well.
yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, so I'm just gonna bring back some experience from Dota Underlords. So this was, the auto battler that I played before TFT, and I think this was the only one that I really saw implement a in-game team format where you can like play as a team with other people. And it was like hard coded into the game. So it was like, each game there are 8 teams of 2. So it's like 2v2, v2, 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 v2. And I actually think they got it down pretty well. So what it was is like you would be playing with another person and you could share units. So you could buy you had sort of like a shared gold pool, but you had to transfer gold between people, right? So like, I mean, there are a lot of moving aspects to it, but one is like, if I have 12 gold and your partner has like 18 gold, I can send 2 gold over and we can,
That's
we
so
can make
cool.
econ, and then we can use the gold to, buy shops, and we can also send units over, things like that. And like a shared health pool. And I think it's really cool. At least that's, this is sort of just like it would just be like a copy and paste, but into the TFT thing. But I think they really had a good like initial structure down that I think would be awesome.
Something else some other people have mentioned that I totally agree with is not like incorporating that teammates can't fight each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think that's like the big one right now for TFT. Like if they literally just do that, I think 2v2s actually gets so much better because like then you don't have to do like this random bullshit around like the chance you face your teammate. Like the one play I know people were talking about from week 1 of GSS where like Ramblin took out a Riven 3 because he
because he could play Robin.
He was gonna hit Robin, but like even that, like it was technically that was a 1 in 3 that even works.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like
it's
an interesting aspect, but like if you're really thinking about like a good team format,
if that's a peak team play, that's a little. I feel like right now
peak team play is just how do I get as good of a loss into my teammate as possible, then it's but I really like some things shared, and I don't think there's any way they can share like items. Like
sharing items
would get too unbalanced.
That'd be weird, really weird.
It would get so unbalanced. But
I feel like the 2v2 format for GSS, it didn't feel like I was in a duos tourney. It felt like I was like I was in a game of TFT and a call with one of my friends. Like, it didn't feel like I was like there was no real team aspect to it. Besides, like the thing is, even when it comes down to like, okay, I'll grief this guy so that like if this guy's a bad matchup for your board and you're gonna potentially win the game, I'll grief them so that like you can place first. But then I place low because of that, and then we still get punished. Like it's very punishing for any kind of actual team play. Like again, having to take out like a Riven for like a 1 in 3 chance to not kill your teammate. But like, what if you hit one of the other 2 people, right? And then you give them a lot of free HP for no reason. It's just like it felt very punishing to do any kind of actual team play. Where I would much prefer it if like I don't know how you fix that either. Maybe it's stuff like shared goal. Maybe it's stuff like I mean I don't know how bad it would be if like you made it so each team you make it so only like the highest placing player on the team actually gets points. So it does encourage kind of more of like the you know, let's say I'll grief this guy so that like you go first, but then I don't know if that works well or not. You know,
I feel like it's something like being able to swap stuff around, but like limiting the number of swaps. So it's not just like I think because a lot of like sharing things would actually really unbalance the game. I feel like. But like if you limit the number of like say you can like do one component swap per game, or you can like swap X number of units per game, then
yeah,
or like send over X number of units, or like you get to send over 2 units per game, and maybe like what so like you can send over the last copy of the carry you need and to 2-star something, or
That's
even to like
cool.
3-star something.
Cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like getting to like swap stuff like that would be cool. I just think you have to limit how many times you can do it in a game. But that even like would create its own like strategic depth, because it's not just like, okay, we just swap back and forth. What's the best combination of stuff between us? It becomes, what's the best thing I can do, and when do we use this swap? Like when what's the best unit to use this swap on, and when's the best time to? Like that becomes its own level of depth, and I think that would be really cool for duos.
Yeah, low key, I feel like, honestly, I feel like the this duos tourney I would have felt more like I was with a partner if I wasn't in the same lobby as them, which is really weird to say. I feel like it was just it's a really weird format because it's like there's no real like again, it just feels very punishing for teamwork in general. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
like obviously right now ingrained in the TFT like duo structure is you're gonna end up fighting the other person, and like, you know, I guess the quote unquote interesting aspect is how hard you like, you know, essentially try to grief, like not grief each other, but try to not grief each other, right? Like but like, you know, if you're really trying to think about like a collaborative,
it should be how you help them, not how you don't.
Right. You shouldn't really have to kind of worry about
And also like worrying about not griefing your teammate can also ruin the correct play. Like this happened a lot in week 2 actually. Like I think in 2 of my week 2 games, I leveled to 6 on 3-1 because I was on a win streak and was trying to punish the lobby, and I hit Buzzy. Twice on 3-1, level 6 prematurely. It was like, okay, I threw away all this gold for nothing because I lost a 1 in 3.
Yeah,
like it felt really bad. And I was like, okay, so maybe the correct play was to not level here, but I'm also looking at the other players. I'm like, no, I should level here. And this was another consideration. I did it again in week 3, and like, thank God I didn't hit Buzzy, but I was like, I'm going to be fucking pissed if I hit Buzzy here on me taking this super aggressive level. Like,
whatever.
Like,
it sucks that the duos aspect right now is just like the teamwork of not hurting each other too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like being able to actively help each other would make a duos also more engaging, I think. For
whatever it turns in.
Or esports are just like Riot's general, like if they want to market a whole 2v2 mode, like
Yeah, whatever it turns into, I'm not exactly sure what it looked like, Greg. I'm not a game developer. I just don't know. So I'm not going to talk about that. I don't know if I'm not going to talk. But I as long as it's a format that instead of promoting, I want the core gameplay to not be like, let's try not to hurt each other. I want it to be, let's try to help each other. You know, that's the problem with this format. I think for duo tourneys is that like the core of the gameplay, the core of like the co-op part of it is just like the cooperation isn't like let's be additive. It's let's not be like subtracting from each other. It's really it's like I don't know.
Math terms, because we have a fucking math major.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Math.
Yeah.
Math. Fuck yeah.
Oh, you have you're getting an applied math PhD. Name every math.
Yeah.
I can name at least one. Maths.
What is the shape of our podcast icon? I'll give you 3 guesses.
It's too hard. I can't. It's been too long.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I think it'd be great because when I first got into I actually first got into TFT, right? I actually had a friend, or like I had a group of friends, right? They all played Dota Underlords, but I was like, come on guys, you should come play TFT with me, and they're like, we won't play TFT until Teams feature is added, and it never was. So
Oh,
it's
pouring
too
out for the
sad.
homies. All right. Well, I mean, I guess if that is I guess that's the last question we want to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's just about that time too. So, if no one else has anything else to say, I guess we can start to wrap things up here.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone who came out to watch the first episode. It will be in the VOD, and we're gonna try to get it onto we're gonna try to get a YouTube channel for the VODs as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, thank you very much for everyone who came out today. It was an amazing time. I think we all had a lot of fun, so hopefully everyone else enjoyed it as well. And yeah, we'll catch you guys. I mean, next one of these will be next Friday. There's a chance we'll have a guest on. I don't want to spoil the guest yet, just in case you don't get them or anything. But yeah, it's gonna be uphill from here. I think every time is gonna be even better than the last time. So
Indeed.
yeah,
We might even have an even more fleshed out intro. It'll be crazy.
Yeah, exactly.